What if I told you that the biggest risk of going no contact with a narcissist doesn't come from them at all, but from inside your own mind? Stay with me, because this is one of the most misunderstood parts of healing after narcissistic abuse. And if you don't see it clearly, it could pull you right back into the very cycle you worked so hard to escape. Welcome back to Escaping the Cycle of Narcissism. If you've been through this, you already know. Going no contact feels like taking your life back. But hidden beneath that relief is a risk many survivors don't talk about. Today, we're going to break it down step by step, with real scenarios, stories, and tools, so you can protect yourself. Section 1. 2 survivors, 2 paths. Let's start with 2 very real situations. Situation 1. You've just ended your relationship with a narcissist. You're done. You block them, delete the number, cut every tie you can. At first, the grief feels heavy. But within weeks, maybe a month, the air clears. You can breathe again. There are no midnight texts tearing you down. No calls demanding explanations. No constant panic buzzing in your chest. And with each passing day, you feel lighter. Free. 6 months later, you barely recognize yourself. Calmer. Stronger. Hopeful. And then, it happens. A text. An email. A DM out of nowhere. They've reached out. They want to check in. And because it's been months of peace, you tell yourself, I'm fine. I can handle this. I'll just reply like an adult. But in that tiny opening lies the danger. Situation 2. Now imagine a different path. You end the relationship, but you can't go no contact. Maybe you share kids. Maybe you're stuck financially. Maybe it's a parent or family member. For months, you're still fielding angry texts, cold silences, or smear campaigns online. The abuse doesn't end. It just changes shape. It's exhausting. Sometimes it feels even worse than the relationship itself. You wonder, did I make this harder on myself? Shouldn't I be feeling better by now? But here's the twist. Over time, that constant exposure leaves no room for fantasy. No room for daydreams that maybe they've changed. You see them clearly, day after day, showing you exactly who they are. The hidden risk of no contact. Now, let's pause. Because both survivors have advantages, and both face risks. If you went immediate no contact, you gained instant relief. You stopped the bleeding. But here's the hidden trap. With no new data coming in, no new insults, no new betrayals, your brain starts to soften the memory. The cruelty fades, the chaos blurs. And soon, you find yourself looking back through rose-colored glasses. This is called euphoric recall. It's the same phenomenon that makes people remember only the good buzz of drugs or the rush of gambling, while forgetting the destruction it caused. In relationships with narcissists, euphoric recall whispers things like, "We had some good times, right? Maybe they weren't so bad after all. I'm stronger now. I could handle it if we talked." That's the risk, not because you're weak, but because you're human. The hoovering trap. Now let's talk about the narcissist's favorite trick, the hoover. Hoovering is when they try to suck you back into the cycle. It can look like a casual, just checking in text, a late-night call full of fake sadness, a random like or comment on your social media, or even something dramatic, like showing up in person. And here's the dangerous part. After 6 months of no contact, you feel stronger. So when the hoover comes, you might think, this won't affect me. I'll just reply politely, but that tiny crack in the door, it's all they need. And suddenly you're back in the fog, questioning yourself, downplaying their behavior, excusing red flags. Survivors who couldn't go. No contact. Now, let's go back to those who couldn't cut off contact right away. I know it was brutal. The endless texts, the late-night insults, the smear campaigns where you knew the posts were about you, even if nobody else did. The tension every time their name lit up your phone. But here's the unexpected truth, that ongoing exposure can make you far more immune to hoovering later. Why? Because you never get to romanticize them. You never forget the reality. The illusion stays shattered. It's painful, yes. But in the long run, You carry less temptation to reconnect, because you've seen too much. The internal battle. Now let's be brutally honest. Going no contact isn't just about blocking numbers. It's about wrestling with your own inner voices. One voice says, "I'm free. This is good for me." Another whispers, "But what if they really needed me?" And then another creeps in, "Maybe it wasn't all bad." This inner conflict is normal. It doesn't mean you're weak, it means you're empathetic. And narcissists count on that empathy. They know you want to believe the best. That's why no contact often feels harder emotionally than the relationship itself. Because now, you're fighting against your own hope. 2 survivor stories. Let's make this real with 2 stories. Survivor. A. She went no contact immediately. 6 months later, she felt powerful, free. Then the text came, "I miss you." And for a moment, she believed maybe he had changed. That's euphoric recall at work. Survivor B. She couldn't go no contact. For a year, she endured constant harassment. It was exhausting. But when the same "I miss you" text came, her reaction was instant. "After everything you've put me through?" Absolutely not. Both women are strong. Both are survivors. But their risks looked different. How to stay grounded after no contact. So how do you protect yourself against this risk? Here are 5 tools that survivors swear by. The ick list. Write down every manipulation, every cruel moment, every betrayal. When nostalgia hits, pull it out. Remind yourself why you left. Save the receipts. Keep screenshots of abusive texts or journal entries. Not to obsess, but to ground yourself in reality. Trusted friends. Talk to people who saw what you went through. Let them remind you when your memory softens. Therapy or support groups. Processing your trauma in community keeps you accountable and supported. Anchor in the present. Notice your peace. Notice how calm your body feels without them. That peace is your proof. The long game healing is not a sprint. It's not even a marathon. It's a lifelong climb. Some days feel like progress, others like setbacks. But every day you stay no contact is a victory. Yes, there are risks. Yes, euphoric recall is real. But none of that cancels the truth. No contact is one of the most powerful ways to reclaim your life. And if you can't go fully no contact, every boundary you enforce is still a step toward freedom. If you've broken no contact before, listen closely. You are not weak. You are not a failure. You are not doomed. You are human. And every time you learn, every time you get back up, every time you remember why you left, you grow stronger. In the next video, I'll break down the exact psychological tricks narcissists use during hoovers, so you can spot them before they trap you again. But right now, if this resonated with you, hit that like button so more survivors can find it. Subscribe to Escaping the Cycle of Narcissism for weekly deep dives, and share your experience in the comments, because your story might be the lifeline someone else needs today.